Hello, on this video we're going to talk about how to install a TPMS sensor from Michelin Connected Fleet onto a 22.5-inch wheel. So the first thing we have here is the actual sensor. On the back of it is listed the ID number. The ID number is very important, especially if you install these before the 12-volt part is installed, the TCU. And then also we have the steel cable. So with these two things, we're going to go ahead and install it. So you'll notice that the black heat shrink on here, that signifies 22.5-inch wheel. White heat shrink would be 24.5-inch wheel, and so on for the different wheel sizes. So in order to start, let's go ahead and take a look at this wheel. So we have the valve stem on the bottom. Sensor should always be installed 180 degrees from the valve stem. So you'll notice that there's an arrow on here. So inside wheels, the arrow faces out. The outside wheel, the arrow faces in. So these should always be installed opposite of each other, because the valve stems, when they get installed, they'll be opposite of each other. So actually, this arrow will point at the other wheel's valve stem. So to install it, I put the valve stem on the bottom, I run the cable through, I just take a quick look just to make sure that I didn't get stuck onto the valve stem, which I didn't. And since I'm simulating this as an inside wheel, arrow's gonna face out, okay? What I like to do is I'll take these apart, and you'll notice that there's about 8 different positions. And this is because of the different inside diameter wheel sizes. So I'm going to start with number 3, and then what I like to do is I'll put this other part here and I'll pull it tight. You want to make sure you don't get caught on these nipples on the side. If you get caught on one of these and that nipple breaks off, then this thing is going to become a projectile inside the tire. So when I do it like this, what I like to do is pop it on there, and I like to have tension around 90 degrees, okay? If I have tension around here, I know it's going to be too tight. But if I have tension over here, then I know it's going to be too loose. So around 90 degrees, I'll go ahead and pop this on here, make sure I'm not caught on those nipples. If it's too loose or too tight, all you got to do is move your position into one of these other grooves, okay? This will tighten or loosen the wheel, okay? Should never have to use 2 hands on this. 1 hand, you'll see it's nice and tight. That sensor is ready to be installed. Now, if you're doing the outside wheel, the sensor will go on the opposite side. And like I said, when these get mounted, this valve stem is going to be right here. So this arrow is going to point at the other wheel's valve stem. And go ahead and put the tires back on, and this is complete. Thank you.